Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Welcome to another time here. Welcome to another time at the book club. That's what I got to do. Sunday afternoon here at 2 p.m. West African time. So thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. We're presently reading our sixth book in the series, which is The Good Life. That's what we're reading right now, and we're presently in chapter 9. Hopefully, we're going to be done with chapter 9 today. It's our fourth reading in chapter 9. The title of chapter 9 is The Good Life at Work. So we're looking at living the good life in the workplace, optimizing our time in the workplace, not being a slave to work, but being a champion in a place of work, using our work in our workplace in a way that profits us, in a way that shows forth who we are, in a way that extends the scene, the movie of our life, even in the workplace. We don't pause our life because we're at work, but we have a continuity in the workplace, in the workplace of our life, of our existence, of our purpose, of our vision, of our calling, of our evolution, right? Our evolution is not just at home, it's not just in the church, it's not just on the street, but even in our workplace also, because it is a part of our life, right? We even spend most of our time, for those that work in the office, most of our time is found in, we spend in our workplace. Even for business people, right? Most of our time is in the marketplace, in the place of our business. So it is important, therefore, that we utilize well even this time being a big portion of our life. If we're going to live a fulfilling life, if we're going to live a worth living life, if we're going to live a life that is well seasoned, if we're going to live a life that has width to it, then we need to know how to live right, how to optimize, utilize our time in the workplace also. So that's what we've been trying to get to in chapter 9. And we've done three readings so far. This is going to be our fourth one, and hopefully maybe the last one, but again, we're not in a hurry. We'll do whatever it takes, to see what we can get, from the remaining of chapter 9, before we close it and go on to chapter 10. So as always, I'm going to bring up my slide here, and we're going to go ahead and look at it. All right. All righty. So on YouTube and Facebook, you're gonna see my slide. You don't get to see it on Instagram live, but all you need is me, and you're just gonna have the same value out of it. So it's a book, the Good Life. Again, it's a book, it's the Good Life. It has 10 chapters. So we're in chapter 9 here. We're gonna do chapter 10, do a conclusion, then spend some week to review the salient points we've read, we've acquired, we've spoken about, we've discussed in this book. When there's going to jump onto the next book, we'll probably spend some time, the whole of July, to look at the salient points we've talked about in the book, before we go to what will be our seventh book. I'm yet closer on what that will be, but we'll see. By the time we get to August, we'll know what our seventh book would be, So, but for now, let's have fun. So today we're gonna close out chapter 9. Hopefully, let's start with chapter 10 next week. And about the 23rd of June or so, we'll do a conclusion, and from the last Sunday in June here, we'll try to start looking at the salient points. We've looked at in the whole chapter. Again, we've looked at the quote we used to run talking about chapter 9 here is the importance of that. The value of each day, whether we succeed each day of our life, is determined by the seeds we sow, not necessarily harvest that we're reaping in that day. Is what are we sowing? What are we sowing? What are we sowing? What are we intentional about? What are we proactive about? Because what we invest in each day will determine the harvest that we're going to have in the days that will come. It will determine the harvest we're going to have in the days that will come. If all we do is harvest, then we don't have anything for tomorrow. right? That means our tomorrow will be difficult. Our tomorrow will not be exciting. Our tomorrow will not be profitable. Our tomorrow will not be rewarding. Our tomorrow will not be fulfilling. But life is such that you determine what you get out of life. There's nothing that is ordained for anybody. Whatever it is that you get out of life is because you made a decision to work it out. Your work, you determine the phone you're going to have out of life. You determine how your life is going to be. You are the captain of your soul. You are the master of your destiny, of your fate. So like me, I'm going to retire here in about 3.5 years to come. From about 2 years ago, I've already began to ring that out to everybody. Retirement is not going to come to me suddenly. Retirement is going to come to me by choice, by choice, right? By design. I'm already designing my retirement. I'm already designing how my last day at work is going to be. I'm already designing what would be at the first day after retirement. I'm already doing it now. Right. So you see, I'm not going to be one of those that will miss my way to work the day after retirement, because I am planning it. I am ordaining it. I'm already doing the groundwork. I'm already sowing the seeds. Right. I'm not going to miss anybody per se, because I will have optimally utilized our time together. I will have optimally utilized our time together. Right. Every day at work, I engage with people. Right. I'm saying this in public. So anyone that, and in public, I have a lot of my work people that get to see me. Right. I optimally utilize every day at work. I engage with people. I optimize our relationship. I don't leave anything for the tomorrow. I optimize our relationship and leave whatever is for tomorrow, but I enjoy the today of my life. Right? That's the way I build my life, and that's the way life is supposed to be built. Is the seed you sow. Is the seed you sow. Is the seed you sow. That is what will answer for you tomorrow. Right? So we talked about that. We talked about the need to make work for you. Irrespective, in life, it's not what happens to you that's important. What happens to you is not within your control. Life happens to us all. That is not within your control. That's what life is. Life happens to us. Things happen. But what is within our control is the way we respond to what happens to us. Life happens. That is not within our control, right? That is outside the realm of our control as humans. But the way we respond to what life happens to us is 100% fully in our control. And the Creator holds us responsible for the way we respond to the things that happen to us in life. Right? You come to a workplace that is harsh, that is toxic. That is not within your control. But what you do with that workplace, that environment that is toxic, that is harsh, that has devils and demons, or that is devil and demon infested, is within your control. You can make it work for you. 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 Right? And that's what we've been sharing here in the 3 times we've met, looking at the good life at work. And hopefully today we'll share a bit more of that, but that's not just at work. It's life as a whole, right? You don't determine the cards life plays you, but you determine how you play the card. The cards life gives to you, you don't determine, but you determine how you play the card. You don't determine where you get born. You're born in one country or the other, Burkina Faso, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, America, UK, wherever. You don't determine that, but you determine what you do with where you are born. That is within your control. That is what life will hold you responsible for. Not where you were born, but what you did with where you were born. Right? That's the whole of life. Right? And we've looked at 3 pillars, for a positive work environment. And we said it's respectful communication. That's important, right? That's you want to push towards, for our positive workplace, you need a respectful communication. Respect is important, right? And communication, not holding back of things, right? And respect for individuals and respect for the team. Those three are important. And that was shared with us by Shola Richards. He says, so the three pillars of a positive work environment, right? Which you need to drive at, right? If you want to have a positive work environment, as much as it is within your control, there are things that are outside your control. But as far as it's within your control, you want to respectfully communicate with other people. You want to respect individuals, right? And you want to respect the team also, right? It's not a one-man game. It's a team game. It's your department's game. It's a company's game. You're not in your company because of yourself. You're in your company to elevate your company. You are paid to elevate, to meet the target of the company. It's up to you to find how you meet your own target while meeting the target of the company. But you are employed, you are paid to help meet the target of the company, right? You need to respect the company. Know that you bear the name of that company. Whatever you do, you are doing in the name of that company. You need to do it, with the utmost respect and good, of the company in mind, right? If you want to have a positive work environment, so we did share that. And we talked about achievement is most meaningful when you do it in a relational environment, when it's not just a one-man game. When you win as a team, you respect your customers, you respect your suppliers. In my workplace, we call it a business partnership. We say that we're partners together, to achieve a common goal. We call it one team, one goal, right? And we do it as partners. We see ourselves, not one person is higher, the other one is lower. We see every single person being important towards meeting the goal, the objective, the vision of the company, of the group, of the department, and we want it to be a win-win. As a team wins, one happy individual to win. That's our drive, right? And that's important. That's important. That helps everyone to feel a sense of belonging. That helps everyone to be able to pull in, their own resource. That helps everyone to be able to lift, their own side of the stick, they pull their own side of the weight, and it's not just one person overburdened, but the burden is equally shared, and together we're able to not just work for today, but we have a sustainable working environment, sustainable working persons, individuals, and that's important, right? And that's where we also carry that relationship beyond the workplace. When we have respect for one another, when we're able to not use people, but work with people. Not use people or work with people. That's important. There are a lot of people, maybe with good and a bad heart, that don't understand the fact that you don't use people. You use things, but you work with people. You love people, you use things. You love people, you use things. Some people have that mixed up, and they love things, but use people. And that's as bad as that. Some people on people do that. About someone say, oh, what can we do with you? That's stupid. That's degrading, right? It's not you. I'm not a tool to be used, right? I'm someone to be loved. I'm someone to be embraced, and someone that can contribute to you, right? Contribute to you as a human being, not as a thing. And I don't care your anointing, I don't care your calling, but that mindset of using people is wrong. It's of the devil. It's not of God, right? And it doesn't work anyway. It's not progressive. It's retrogressive, right? You don't use people. You love people. You work with people, right? You partner with people, right? You use things. You don't use people. When you start thinking of using people, you are beginning to have a non-progressive mindset. You are beginning to have a loser's mindset. You are beginning to have a devilish, demonic mindset. You are beginning to have a mindset that will not win in the workplace. At least will not have a sustainable success in the workplace. That fundamental place can never be exchanged for, can never be done away with. It's something that is entrenched in God's universe, God's creation. You don't use people, right? You use things, but you love people, you work with people, you partner with people. That's important. And if you're going to invest in connections in the workplace, that's important, because you can use people today because they need something from you, but they're not going to stay in that position forever. They're going to grow. One day they will not need anything from you. They'll be independent of themselves. The respect they're going to give to you is going to be a function of what you did with them when they did not have, when they were helpless. Right? What you do with people when they have no ground to stand on their own is the respect they will give to you when they have full right, when they're able to stand their full ground. Right? You invest in connections. The investment you make in connections today is what you're going to reap tomorrow. Another word we call it emotional bank account. Right? When you invest in relationship, when you invest in connection, you are making deposits into the emotional bank account you have with people. Someday, sometime, somewhere, you're going to need it. And it's only what you have stored up you're going to get back. If you don't have any, you won't. I mean, some people have left work and people would say if they meet them on the road, they'll look the other way. Why? Because they had nothing in their emotional bank account. They usurped their position. They usurped their position. And they thought their position would be there forever. No, it's a relationship, it's a connection, the investment you have in people's life that will stay forever. Right? Let's move it. And so we've talked about the fact that whatever we do in the workplace affects us at home, and what happens at home affects us in the workplace also. And so I'm just going to try and key it into what we have today here. We're talking about retirement, as we closed last week. One day we're going to retire. It doesn't matter what you have, like I say again, the people that used to be. All right, someone just sharing me an example sometime during last week, of a secretary, meeting a former GM, at the clinic, right? The secretary used to work under that GM and used to call Oga, you couldn't call the name because of differences in position. Now they're both retired and he's just calling him his name, Jide, and if he was kind of feeling somehow, right? Yeah, the position is gone. It's just two human beings right now. And the respect you're going to get is the respect you hand. The respect you're going to get when that position is gone, when that power is gone, is the respect you hand. And you hand it when you had power. You hand it by the respect you gave to those who could not do anything for you, who could not favor you, who you had power over, of life and death over. The respect you gave to them is the investment you were making. And that's what you reap when that power is gone, when that position is gone, right? So you're going to retire. So whatever you do every day, you're invested. You're invested into connections. You're invested into the life of people. You're invested into the minds of people. People are either going to hold you a debt of return of goodwill or return of bad will, right? I was just sharing, I went to visit one of my boss over the weekend, and we're just sharing about coming back, to work locally 2016, and I came into a toxic place. That should not be a toxic place, a vicious, devilish, demonic working environment, where people just have to hurt people. I came back and I was supposed to be given some time to settle in, but someone feeling that he wanted to clip my wings because he wanted me to lick his butt, and I wasn't. Put me under unnecessary pressure, right? Just on the third day back in the office, back in the country, it's putting me on or with some deliverables that didn't make sense, But where's that person today? They left the company, useless, powerless, right? Wherever you are, life, one thing that's constant about life is called change. It's called change. What you do with what you have today is what you will reap tomorrow. Every day of our life, we have things we can invest. What you do with it is what you're going to reap tomorrow. Again, the overriding quote we're using to run chapter 9 is, judge each day not by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Don't judge it by you saying, I'm the boss, you are this, you are lower than me, you are not respecting me, you are washing my car, you are doing this, oh, you didn't call me that. That's harvest. You're harvesting your position. But your position is not permanent. One day you're going to leave that position, or the position will leave you. Would you still be a person of honor? Would you still be a person that will be revered? Will people still drift towards you? Would you still get the same phone calls you're getting right now? Will people appreciate your person when the position is gone? What determines that is the seed you sow today. What determines whether that will happen or not is whether you're sowing the right seed today or not. It's what you do today. Is whether you're using your position to open doors for people, to lift people up, to make positive changes in people's life, to reduce the burden of people, to break the yoke in people's life. Those are the investment. Bible talks about how Jesus Christ was anointed with the Holy Ghost and power, and he went about doing good. He had power, he did good. Are you doing good with the power that you have? Are you doing good with the position that you have? Are you doing good with the privilege that you have? It's not going to be there forever. You might still have those privileges, but those people might not need it anymore. Years to come, they will grow themselves. They're not going to stay at that lowly state forever. Right? There are people that I was on a panel employing 15 years ago. They're not big boys today. I'm no more big in their eyes. When they came into the company 15 years ago, I was big in their eyes. 15 years after, they are big themselves. Now, the respect they give to me is what I invested in their lives 15 years ago, and in the 15 years duration. The respect I get is what I invested into their lives. One of my students that I taught in foundational class in church, came to see me when I got back in 2016, and he brought wine, came with his wife, just still appreciating the things I did for him. And he made mention that he himself has grown today. What I was to him is to other people today, right? He's not at that lowly place I met him, but he still respects me. Why? Because of what I invested into his life when he did not have anything. Now he has a lot of things. He doesn't need me. But you see, what I invested into his life cannot be erased away. That's the same thing that's expected of us in the workplace or wherever we find ourselves, in a church. It's what you invest in other people's life. Again, it's called the emotional bank account. What you invest in other people's life. That's what you're going to reap in years to come. Jesus Christ was talking about mammon. He says that you should use earthly mammon to win friends unto yourself. Use earthly mammon to win friends unto yourself. Use your position, use your privilege to win friends unto yourself. Be a door opener. Be a burden lifter. Be a yoke breaker. Be a blessing. Be a blessing. That's within your control. Guess what? What is going to happen years to come is not within your control. But what you sow today will answer for you then. What you sow today will answer for you then. What you sow today will answer for you then. Right? So let's go on. Let's get into this slide here. This is our first slide for today. And it says, for many of us at a deeper emotional level, work is where we feel that we matter. Right? So for some people, work is where they feel that they matter. right? And for different reasons, right? Work shouldn't be the only place where you matter, but we spend a lot of time at work, right? But work might be a place where you matter because of your position, right? It could be because of the people you work with. It could be because of your boss. It could be because of the person you share an office with, right? To, let's say, it could be the place where we matter to our workmates. It could be that way. It could be a place where we matter to our customers, right? Like some of us handle contracts. So the companies feel indebted to you. They need you to move their business. So you matter to them because of what you can do or not do to them, right? So work could be a place where you matter because of the privileges that you can hand out, right? And also, it could also be a place we matter to our family because we do hand money, and that money, we're able to use that to help our family. So we matter to our family because we hand money, right? Because we're providing for them, right? So what could be that place, right? When that sense of mattering is gone, right? Which could be when you retire and you're not making the same kind of money you're making, right? We have to find new ways to matter to others, new ways to be part of something bigger than ourselves, right? And that could come in different ways, right? It could be because, again, like I said, I'm going to reiterate, we matter maybe because I have a position. That position can go, right? Um, it could be because I work, so I hand money, and people need that money, so I matter to them because I can make a difference to them economically. It could just be because the same people that I used to help have now grown. They don't need me anymore. I have several examples, right? People I used to help, right? They were in school, I paid school fees and different things, but now they finished, they're working, they're independent, right? They don't need me anymore. I don't necessarily matter the same way I used to matter years back, right? But the respect I get, whether I matter or not, is a function of what I sowed in their lives years past, right? But also when life changes, a lot of some people still hold on to their past and they're not able to live in the present, right? You have to always live in the present. Don't be too tied to your past. I had a clash with someone at work years ago, 2012, right? And because when he met me at a time he came into the country at about when I was working in the field, which was late 1990s, late 20 yeah, in 1990s, yes. Yeah, I was working in the field before 2000, and yeah, I was younger, lower in position, naive. Yes. So it was a boss. But years after, this is more than 12 years after, he was still having that mindset of the person he knew 12 years before. No, in 12 years, I've grown. I'm a bigger person. I'm more independent person. I have a family. I have children. I've made more money. I'm more confident in myself. But it was expecting the relationship he had more than 12 years before. He was stuck in the past. He was stuck in the past. He was stuck in the past because he did not have full control of himself. He was stuck in his past. His sense of self was in the past. It wasn't in the present. You have to be careful that you don't get stuck in the past. Things are changing around you, right? Yes, you have to grow yourself, but don't expect the same kind of subservience that you had years ago. Even that from my children also. All my children are young adults, right? I don't expect the same kind of subservience that used to be. I give them respect, much more respect today than I used to give to them because I expect more from them. I expect them to be grown adults. I expect them to make their own decisions. I don't force my decisions on them, right? And if I do, I'm going to lose respect because I have to respect the person they have grown to become. They have to respect the person they have grown to become. I don't expect them to always to be all oggy, smelling my body like they used to do. They're grown, they have their lives ahead of them. And I cannot treat them like babies, because babies will not make it in the real world, right? It's adults that will make it in the real world, right? If I treat them like babies, then I'm not preparing them for the real world. I have to prepare them for the real world, right? And I don't have to be in fear of losing them, because what I get is what I invested in them. If I invested love in them, that's what I will reap. It's a natural law. If I invested love in them, if I cared for them, and I respected them, I will get it back. Right? Same thing for every other person, right? So like this person was stuck in the past and was, well, I had to help him come to reality, help him come to the present. There's no more the 12-year-old person you're dealing with. You're dealing with the today's person. And I need my respect also, right? So things change, life changes. You need to also continue to, well, make the best use of every place you find yourself. You see, if we make the best use of every today in our life, we will not need to worry, because what we sow in every today of our life will answer for us in the tomorrows of our life. If we sow the seed today, in the todays of our life, our tomorrows of our life will answer for us. If all we do is looking for harvest, oh, you respect me, respect me, respect me, we're not going to have anything for tomorrow. We're going to depreciate. We're going to get out of existence. We're going to lose relevance. You're going to lose relevance, right? People will only gravitate towards some people that feed something inside of them. If you are not relevant, you are not relevant. You can't force it. If you have nothing to give, people will not gravitate towards you. Full stop. So it's not about the people not respecting you. The question is, are you respectable? Are you worth mattering? Do you have something that will make people gravitate towards you? Could give you a phone call? Do you have something to offer? And some of the things we offer is what we sow each day. What we sow each day, because the harvest will answer for us, right? So as we go into retiring, things change, but we don't have to be scared of retirement if we make the best use of each day of our life. So when the sense of mattering is gone, we have to find new ways to matter to others, new ways to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Each person must find their own way of mattering to others, right? And that's just changing times, right? So when retirement comes, again, if you make the best use of every day of your life, you don't have to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will answer for you, right? Also, part of that, like I say, you have to be intentional. You have to be proactive. I know I'm going to retire in 3.5 years or less if I choose not to stay to the end, right? So every day of my life, I am sowing the seed for that. I am having what I'm going to do during retirement. I'm sowing the seed for that. So retirement is not going to catch me unawares, right? I am sowing the seed for that. I'm investing for that. I am putting plans in place for that, right? It's not going to catch me by surprise. I'm just going to move from working life into retirement, and it's going to be seamless. Why? Because I am intentional about it. I am sowing the seeds for it. And if I sow the seeds, the harvest will answer for me. If I sow the seeds, the harvest will answer for me, right? So the people we work with matter. I cannot say that. I cannot say that too many times, right? I can say that forever. The people we work with matter. If you're going to have the good life in the workplace, don't forget again, we said this is an 85-year-old study on what does it take to have a good life as a whole. What does it take to have a good life? And the conclusion of this 85-year-plus study is that it is relationships. It is relationships that makes for a good life. And a good life is a long life and a wide life, right? A long, good life, a life that you enjoy, you feel fulfilled, right? You feel fulfilled, you attain, you actualize, right? You see yourself being expressed, right? There's an expression of your being, right? You actualize, right? That is a good life. A good life is you're able to use the innate giftings, endowments of God in your life. You find avenues of expression, right? Avenues of expression. So a good life is both long and wide, right? And we say the secret to that is relationships. Having the right relationship in the different facets, areas of our lives, right? And having those relationships healthy and life-giving, healthy and life-giving, healthy and life-giving, right? So that's what we've been talking about, relationship, right? How to make relationship, how to hold relationship. And we'll call that social fitness. Social fitness is the ability to create and maintain relationships, right? If you can do that, you can have a good life, right? And one of those areas of good life is we're talking about in the workplace, right? And the secret to having the right relationship in the workplace or anywhere at all is to know that the people matter. People matter. People matter. Again, you don't use people. You love people. You partner with people. You work with people. You love things. You use things. You love people. You use things. You love people. You use things. You love people. You don't use people and love things. That is demonic. That is devilish. That is a way to hell. That is a way to fail. That's the way to be unsuccessful. To be successful, you love people, you use things. You love people, you use things. You understand that people matter. And people in every place you find yourself, people matter. In your family, people matter. Your wife matters, your children matters, your siblings matter, your parents matter, your cousins matter. People matter. You love people, you use things. You love people, you use things. People matter. In the workplace, if you're going to invest in connections, invest in relationships, is one thing at the back of the mind is people matter and they bleed. People matter and they bleed. People matter and they bleed, right? So therefore, you have to respect their emotions, respect their person, respect their tendencies, respect their personality, right? You have to respect who they are, irrespective of the position they are in. You have to respect first their humanity. Because you have one position, therefore you don't answer when people greet you. You're stupid. That position is going to go away. And those people will not have to greet you. Don't, because of temporary position, think you are a god. You're not, or a goddess. You're not. People matter. And you better start investing today because tomorrow you're going to need it. People give excuse. Hey, he's lonely at the top. He's not lonely at the top. If you know how to treat people. The people that say it's lonely at the top is because they don't know how to relate with other people. They usurp their position. If you invest in people's life, they will not leave you lonely. If you invest in people's life, they will not leave you lonely. People will work with matter. If you want to have a good life in the workplace, people you work with matter. Respect that. Use that. And I do. I dare to say that in a public forum here. I do. And people I work with can testify to that. I do. And that's why I enjoy working. That's why I see myself working for free. That's why I have connections in different places. That's why I can enter almost anywhere, because I live what I am saying. I'm not saying I've arrived. I'm still learning. Reading through this book has changed my life. I'm learning, getting better at it. But I have experienced it. I am experiencing it, and I will experience it. The people we work with matter, wherever it is that you're working with them. If you're going to have the good life, you need to recognize that and work with that. It's important to look around our workplace and appreciate those co-workers who had value to our lives. Don't miss them. Don't miss them. Because it's what you give that you get back. And if someone is blessing you, right? And you're not appreciating it, there's no reason why the person should continue doing that. It's important, you know, so you need to appreciate people for who they are and what they contribute into your life. Because what you appreciate increases. What you don't appreciate decreases. If something is adding value to you, making you happy, then appreciate it. When you appreciate, you get more of it. When you don't appreciate it, you get less of it. If something is energizing you, increasing you, appreciate it. What you appreciate increases. What you appreciate, you energize. What you appreciate, you motivate. Right? It's it's just like my farm, right? If I want to get more of my fruits, then I need to add fertilizer to it. My adding fertilizer to it is my way of appreciating it. Because when I appreciate it, then I get more of it. Right? So we often don't notice how significant our work relations really are until they are gone. Just like we say about every other thing, right? Sometimes we don't appreciate things until they are gone. But that does not have to be our own portion. We can do better. We can do better, because we can sit on the shoulders of those that have gone before us. We can stand on the shoulders of those that have gone before us, and we can do better, because we see where they have missed it. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can do better. We don't have to wait till something is gone before we appreciate it. We can be proactive about it. We can be intentional about it. And we can appreciate the things that we see that is adding to our life. Right? And again, don't forget, you're the captain of this soul, this ship, this body, this person that is you. And you are the master of your fate, your destiny, right? Your destination. You determine your tomorrow, right? Not God. You determine your tomorrow, not God. It's the seed that you sow today that will determine your tomorrow, not God. God gives us all that we need to sow the seed today. Wherever we're going to get tomorrow is a function of the seed we are sowing today, not God, not your pastor, not any other person but you. Your tomorrow is determined by the seeds you are sowing today, right? So that's important. And we don't have to wait till things are gone before we appreciate them and know that they're no more in our lives, right? If we want to take full advantage of the hours of our lives, many of which are spent at work, we must remember that work is a major source of socializing and connection. You know, that's important, because some people go to work and they just want to go to work and just face work. That's stupid. That means you're missing the biggest part of your life. We're social animals, and any place where you're working with some other human being, or any place where there's another human being, is an opportunity to socialize. It's an opportunity to relate. It's an opportunity to invest. It's an opportunity to connect, right? And don't forget, loneliness is a sense of you not having the right amount of social engagement. It's a symptom. It tells you you're not having the right amount of social engagement. It's not us. It's not. It's not us. It's not us. It's not a. Loneliness doesn't talk about whether there are people around you or not. Loneliness only just tells you whether you're engaging with them or not. So you can be in a place where there's a crowd, but you can be lonely if you're not engaging. So if you're spending so much time at work, don't miss the opportunity to engage. Don't miss the opportunity to connect. Work is probably one of those places that brings you together with people you'll probably never meet by any other means. People have come from different places, Yoruba, different places, different tribe. I work for a multinational, so I get people from all over the world. I work with Chinese, American, Australian, Canadian. That's a privilege I probably won't get any other way. And there's something I'm supposed to learn from everyone. There's something I'm supposed to get from everyone. Don't forget again, the poor people look for work. Rich people look for connection. They look for networking, right? You cannot do everything that will make you rich on your own. Today, I am at my farm. I have my mentor and builder. How did I meet him? I don't even remember the time he came to my office. He was in my office and came to do internship. I don't recollect not one bit the time he was with us doing internship, but he remembers me. I don't remember him. And whatever it is that our engagement was during that time, it was positive, right? I sowed in his life enough for him to be willing to be a blessing to me today. I don't recollect one bit. I meet with a lot of interns. I relate with a lot of interns, and I make positive deposits in their life. I don't remember all of them. They pass through, right? But they will remember me. I don't, because maybe I'm a higher position than they are, and I deal with so many of them. But you see, I'm getting the reward. I'm getting the compensation for that sowing I did years ago that I don't even remember. Now I have this person that's helping me build my greenhouse and helping me with a lot of things, right? Because I sowed in his life years ago that I don't even remember, right? So any opportunity to meet human being is an opportunity to socialize. It's an opportunity to connect. It's an opportunity to relate. It's an opportunity to be a blessing. It's an opportunity to lift someone up. It's an opportunity to open doors. It's an opportunity to break yokes. It's an opportunity to make a positive impact in that life. Because all you're doing is you're sowing, and you can do it. God is not asking from you what you cannot do. It's all life is not that difficult. Sowing is not that difficult. Hey, it doesn't have to be money. It's just from what you have. You can be a blessing to somebody. All of these fake preachers make it look as if it's difficult. God is not asking from you what you don't have. It's an out of what you have is all that God expects you to be a blessing. Your tomorrow is going to be determined by what you have, not what you don't have. Don't let all these fake people, thieves, robbers, links deceive you and sidetrack you. God is not asking for you to use what you don't have. It's out of what you have that you need to be a blessing. You can sow for your tomorrow. Some people have time. Yes, for whatever reason, they have a lot of time in abundance to give. That is what you sow. I have someone that helps us drive when I go to my farm. What he has time. He has his ability to drive. That's a blessing to me, right? I'm not that. It's not easy for me to drive that long distance and on the roads here. So having someone that can do that for me is a blessing to me. See, he doesn't have money to give to me, but he has time. He has his ability to give to me, right? I have my friend also who is available. He has his time to bless me with, right? It's not too much to be a blessing. You don't have to be the millionaire to bless someone else. All you need is what you have. Sometimes it's your time, it's your skill, it's your connection, it's what you know. It's where you come from. Just be a blessing. Just be a blessing. Be a burden lifter. Be a yoke breaker. Be a door opener. Right? Be a difference maker. And that's how you sow for your tomorrow. And there's no telling where you're going to need the harvest tomorrow. Just do your part and let God, who is the God of the harvest, do his part. Do your part and let God, who is the God of the harvest, do his part. And that's another problem with people chasing after destiny helper. That's stupid. It's what you sow. If you don't sow, there will be no destiny helper. If you are not a helper to someone that's around you today with what you have, nobody will be around to be a blessing to you tomorrow. It's your sowing and reaping, sowing and reaping, sowing and reaping. You be a help to someone today. You will get help where you need it tomorrow. Right? So change the nature of work and you change the nature of life. Change your nature of engagement and you change the nature of life. See people that they matter. See people as people to be loved wherever you find yourself, whether it be in a workplace, we're talking about work here, church, wherever it is, you need to invest in people's life. When you invest in people's life, your life will be rich for it. When you water other people, you cannot stay dry. You know, some of that water will drop on you and stay and be with you. Right? So we often think we have plenty of time to make changes, plenty of time to figure out how to improve our life at work or to balance our work and home life. But 5 or 10 years can pass in no time. Don't postpone till tomorrow what you can do today. It was 2 years ago or so, which was like 5, 6 years ago. 2, 3 years ago, I started talking about retirement, you know. Yeah, 2 years have already passed out of that. I have 3.5 years now. So people feel, oh, it's still long, it's still long, it's still long. No. Before you know it, 3.5 years will be gone. That's why I have to put it in front of me. I have to put it in front of me. I have to every day invest. Every day invest. I don't postpone it till tomorrow. Oh, it's still long, but retire, it's still long. That's stupid. I started my farm. This is my 4th year in my farm. So 3 years ago, I've done 3 years in my farm. And most of it has been a loss. Imagine if I was doing that in retirement. I'm just making profit here in the 4th year. But all of that is good because I'm still in employment doing that. But you see, I'm doing it while I'm in employment, preparing it for retirement. Now I'm making money in my 4th year. But all of that is, if I didn't start in good time, then I'll probably carrying all of this into retirement will be unnecessary pressure upon myself. But you see, I've learned. I've had 3 years of learning. I'm in my 4th year, still learning and getting better and having connections. Because of my farm, I'm breaking through into other areas, right? Because I started early. It's easy to be rich. I'm going to tell you, it's easy to be rich. It's easy to build anything big. It's easy. Just start early. To build anything big, start early. Easy to build anything big. Easy to be a billionaire. Easy to be a millionaire. Easy to be rich if you start early and do what you can do every day. It's when you're trying to catch up, that's when it's difficult. Oh, it looks like it's a difficult, a mountain to be moved because you started late, because you wanted to catch up in a short time. But if you want to be rich in life, if you want to make money, you want to enjoy life, just start today. Start today towards that vision, towards that goal, towards that target you have for yourself, and begin to do what you can do each day. Make the best of each day. Do what you can do each day. Make the best each day. You will have a compounding effect. Before you know it, you're where you wanted to be, right? If you start putting money together 5 years ago, right, that money will probably generate much more than if you started today and putting a bigger money together, right? For one, you'll have learned lessons that you cannot learn, even though you have the money to put aside today. You'll have captured events, both positive and negative, for that time you were putting money together. So 3 years of me farming here, it's a lot of learning, a lot of learning. I've also met different kind of people, right? And I see I can use that. Again, like we said, the difference between successful people and non-successful people is perseverance, perseverance, perseverance. It's ability to see the difficulty and do something with it. It's not giving up because you have a difficulty, but you'll never have that difficulty if you don't start. But when you start, you get that difficulty. When you surmount it, you become a better person. You surmount another one, you become a better person. You surmount another one, you become a better person. You'll be surprised who you become, right? But so don't push till tomorrow you're connecting with people. Don't push till tomorrow you're investing in people's life. Don't push till tomorrow you're making a difference and being a blessing to people, right? That's the reason why you have with people wherever you find yourself, whether it be at home, in church, at work, wherever. Just be a blessing. Engage. Be a blessing. Engage. You're sowing. And God of the harvest will bring the harvest to you when you need it in your tomorrow, right? So who are the people I most enjoy and value at work? You need to know that. Because sometimes you can't do this with everybody, even though I do that with, it's just like the temple, right? There's the outer court, there's the inner court, and there's the most holy place. Not everybody gets to the most holy place, right? There are people that are in the most holy place of relationship in my life, wherever it is that I find myself. There are people that hear the beating of my heart. I can't do that to everybody because one, not everybody will understand it, right? And so, so I'm human. There's a limit to all I can do. God can do that. I'm not God, right? So there's some people that will hear the beating of my heart. There are other people that not necessarily hear the beating of my heart, but I still spend time with. And there's the general public, right? So know where different people are in your life. You got to know that every day as you relate with them. There are those that are compatible with you, not compatible with you, people that like you, not like you, envious of you, not envious of you, people that compliment you, not compliment you, people that your beliefs don't go together, people that will be a bad influence, people you with the stream of life, you know where people will shift into in your life, So, but who are the people that you most enjoy and value at work? Know them. And what is it about them that is valuable, right? Am I appreciating them? Because again, what you appreciate, you get more of, right? So who is different from me in some way? You need to know that. Who thinks differently, comes from a different background, has a different expertise, and what I can learn from that person. So all of this talking about being able to segregate people, so you know how to engage them in different ways, right? If I'm having a conflict with another worker, what can I do to alleviate it? Would the wiser model be useful? Yes. If you're having a conflict, you can analyze it. We'll talk about use the wiser model earlier on, which is what W I believe is watch, interpret, so just take 2 steps backward, pretty much. That's it. If you're having a conflict or you're having any difficult relationship, environment, don't be lost in the frame. So when you're in the frame of the picture, you are tactical. You might be missing the strategic part of your engagement when you're in the frame. You can't see the picture if you're in the frame. So you need to step out of the frame. Step out of the frame so you can look at the whole picture and strategize, right? Don't be lost in the frame of any relationship, of any engagement. If you're having issues, cool down, step out of the frame, look at it with a bird eye vision. Ask yourself, if you're in the other person's shoe, what would you do? Why is the other person feeling the way the person is feeling? What can I do about this? What kind of results would I want in this engagement? and take your time to do it. Don't be in a hurry. Don't think the worst of anything, don't be in a hurry, just analyze it, but come out of the frame so you can think right. So your emotions don't deceive you, right? And be rational about resolving the issues you might have, right? Let me not go further than that. So as we close, every work day is an important personal experience. And to the extent we can enrich each one with relationship, with benefits. Work too is life, right? Work too is life. Everywhere we find ourselves is life, right? Let's think about wherever we find ourselves, we can engage the right. We can be a blessing. We can be a door opener. We can be a burden lifter. We can be a yoke breaker, just be a blessing. Love people, love people, love people. Don't use people, love people, use things. Love people, use things. Love people, use things. Love people, use things. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this time together. That's all I have for today. Tomorrow, next time around, we'll go to chapter 10. And the title of chapter 10 is All Friends Are Benefits. I love that. That just ties in what we've said today. All friends are benefits, right? So you can sow into them so you can get the benefits. The way to get is to give. The way to get is to give. The way to get is to give, right? All friends have benefit. The way to get is to give. All right. God bless you. Thanks for spending this time with me. Thanks. I see two people joined with me. Thanks. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see it well, but thanks for coming along. I hope you got blessed. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to post this on my reel after now on Instagram Live. It's going to be on YouTube also. It's going to be on my Facebook also. You can go in and listen to it again. Drop a comment for me, a question for me, some addition, and let's be a blessing to one another. Thanks for blessing me with your time. God bless you. Thanks. Do have a great week ahead of you. Shalom. See you next week. Bye-bye.